Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It was like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, rock stars. So yes, me and Mike today, we here today, you guys. I don't have my cute little afro. This new Mike. This is Michael Jackson circa 1988 after he had his nose surgery. After he got a curl. Anyway, you guys, we don't have much to talk about. It's only gonna be one part from what my notes are saying so far. Depends on how much I talk. But yeah, I don't think I can talk enough for 2 videos a day. We gonna see, y'all. First story up. You already know. Yesterday, another school shooting. I don't even know. We only on January 23rd, 24th, somewhere in there, and I'm sure we've had plenty of shootings already. This one would be in Nashville, Tennessee, at Antioch. Was that the name of the school? Yes, Antioch High School. They said 17-year-old Solomon Henderson walked into the cafeteria right around noon time, so I'm assuming that they were probably at lunch, and opened fired. Still don't know the particulars on exactly what went on. However, we know that Solomon ended up shooting a girl, a 16-year-old girl, and another student. The 16-year-old girl unfortunately died. The other student, their hand was grazed. And then after Solomon shot those 2 people, he did turn the gun on himself and shoot and unalive himself. So we have 3 students that were shot, 2 that are no longer living. They said that there was another student that had some sort of eye injury. I don't know what happened, maybe in the melee of them trying to get out of the cafeteria, because they did interview some of the children, and the children was just saying that, as you can imagine, it was very chaotic. Everybody was running, trying to get out of there. But it looks like, anyway, that this kid was had the intention of shooting the girl. That's what it seems like, anyway, because he did not carry on shooting or anything after he had shot that person. It looks like that's who he had come to get. But like I said, they haven't told the story fully yet, other than we know what his name is, 17 years old. They said that they were able to get onto his social media. There's pictures of him with guns, even some pictures of him holding the gun up to his head. I saw that picture. And they said that there's been some sort of manifesto of sorts. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is, or if they're just saying that they were able to look at his social media and look at some of the topics, the things that he was talking about. They said that he had a lot of negative things to say about the Black community, about LGBTQ community. So we'll just kind of have to wait to see what the story is. Unfortunate. It was the same thing. I was watching the news last night, and I was watching them interview the students, and the parents and everybody out there waiting and nervous, trying to find out whose child was the one, unfortunately, to be shot and killed. I feel so bad. I feel so bad for people who have kids, school age kids, that have to worry about this. It's like, we always talk about it. It's not like it just happens at the schools anymore. Really, you got to be looking around over your shoulder everywhere you go. And that really is too bad. But yeah, I'm glad that my kids are not in high school. That's just one less thing to worry about. It don't mean that the worries is gone, though, because if you ain't at high school, you at church, or you at the post office, or you at the grocery store, or you at the mall, you working at the dentist office, somebody comes in there, you might be a counselor, somebody comes in there. You just don't never know. Always got to be paying attention, and even when you are. But it's unfortunate because you shouldn't be having to pay attention when you in your cafeteria at lunch in high school, innocent. Everybody's sitting around having a good time. I mean, what is the biggest worry of a high schooler? Should not be that. So I don't know what's going on in America today, you guys. It's so much. It's just so much. And that's, I think, why I've decided to keep my head in the sand. Probably not the best way to be, but that's just how I have to be these days in order to get through, because if it's not one thing, it's another. And I just don't feel like being dark, and worried and all that. So I've chosen to ignore a lot of the shit that's going on. But I did see this school shooting, and just really too bad. I mean, we can go on and on. Gun violence, they need to do something. Kids, it don't make no sense, blah, 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 blah. I mean, it starts to feel like routine. It's too bad that it starts to feel like you just talking and nothing's going to happen, because nothing does happen. So that's what it is. Okay, prayers up for the families, everybody, because Solomon's family lost somebody too. But it's too bad that Solomon had to do what he had to do, taking out other people. He was upset. It's just nobody won in this case. The girl that was killed, actually, they did say her name. I don't know if I said it earlier. Her name is Jocelyn Correa Escalante. And then the other kid, they did not release his name. Okay, but it was a boy. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Yet another school shooting. Make sure that you guys pray over your kids before you send them out in the day. Hell, pray over yourself. Pray over everybody. I don't know what this world is doing. All right, you guys, next story. While we talking about devastation, we can talk about the fires in on the West Coast in Los Angeles. Talking to Debbie. And she was telling me, so her family she has family members that live out in not Calabasas, I cannot even think of it, Santa Clarita, which is not too far from Calabasas, and that is near where the fires are taking place. This new fire, Hughes fire, they say it just whipped up in this one area, immediately burned through like this huge area. I think they said it was near Lake Castaic. I don't know where Lake Castaic is. I don't know if I've ever been there. I probably have. My dad was a fisher. But anyway, we used to go fishing and shit with my dad, so that's why maybe we've been there before. But anyway, they say that 55,000 people were put under evacuation orders. If they weren't ordered to get out of the place altogether, they were told to, be on alert. You might have to jump up and get up out of there at a moment's notice. Debbie sent me some pictures of her people's, where they were as opposed to where the fire was. And yeah, it's a little scary. It's a little stressful. Not a little, okay, a lot. You worked hard, and that threat is there. It's terrible. So we're praying that they're not affected. They're not new to this. They true to this. They've been living out there for some years now, so they've been through quite a few fires, but they have not lost their home. But every time that it's fire season, which seems to be getting bigger and bigger out in LA too, but that's neither here nor there. But as soon as it's fire season, of course you have that extra stress in the back of your head, hoping that this is not the year that you lose your house, okay, to some damn fire. So don't know how the Hughes fire whipped up. I mean, I'm assuming that it happened because of the weather, because of the wind. They're still having the Santa Anas over there. And when I was watching the news yesterday, they were talking about it's like nothing is contained, like 0% contained. It's just amazing that they keep having all of these fires and they cannot get any kind of control over the fires. That's the part that makes you be more worried. The reality is you live in an area where there's all these fires and you know that. But the other reality is you live in an area where they get fires and they can't control the fire. Like before, they used to be able to kind of get a hold of these fires, and now it's a mailman child. Blue is barking his head off, about to drive Mr. Crazy up in there. I'm home, if you guys didn't realize that. Again, child, I ain't been to that office since last Thursday. A whole week A whole week, and then I don't have to go back to the office until Tuesday. So, child, I'm telling you, this was an unexpected. I feel like the Lord was like, Roxanne, you was sick your whole vacation, 2 weeks. You didn't enjoy yourself. You didn't get to go nowhere, do nothing. I mean, I ain't did nothing this time either because of the snow and everything. It was it was unexpected, so of course I couldn't plan anything. But it's been so nice just being home, just getting up in the morning, not having to rush out nowhere. Hey, I do them a little solid. I toss them a little bone. My supervisor texts me or email me or call me and be like, Roxanne, can you do this? Yeah, sure, I can do it. I'm at the house. I got my computer. As long as I ain't got to come to that office, I don't give a damn. I'll do some work even with on my official day off. But yeah, so I'm at the house, so that's why you can hear Blue barking. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so the fire. Um, yeah, so I mean, they've been through a few of these things before. At one time, the fire was super close, so they had to run out there and pack everything up, and you know all of that. They've had a few of those moments where they've had to like pack shit up and move. I mean, take it out of there only to have to bring it back because nothing happened. So now I guess they might be to the point where they're like, we ain't taking nothing else out of this motherfucker. I mean, we gonna take our important papers and maybe some shit we can grab, and then that's it. And I just pray that nothing happens, to them or anybody, because ain't nobody got time to be dealing with a house burning down. But yeah, so this is the first time that now somebody that's personally close to me might be in danger. I haven't had anybody that I know of anyway that were affected thus far. I actually had one friend, a pretty close friend from work, whose mother lived in Altadena, and how about her house was the only house that didn't burn down. All the houses all around her burned down. Okay, her house still standing up pristine and everything. Ain't shit else in the neighborhood though. But her house is still there. So, I mean, that was a blessing. That might have been my only, my closer friend, and he's not really a close friend like that. But other than that, I don't really know anybody that's been affected. So this has been the first time that it's been, something to worry about. So. Y'all just pray for my friends, family, and hopefully, that they are spared once again. And then pray for the people that's out there working, trying to put these fires out. I know everybody got to be exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally. It's a lot. Okay. So our hearts are still with you guys out there on the West Coast. And let's just pray that they get a handle on that soon. All right. Next story. All right, you guys. So, in my quest of keeping my head in the sand, I told you guys on the last time of the vlogs that I be missing stories. So, when I asked for suggestions on Instagram, one of you guys had told me about a woman cop who had accidentally shot some man in his leg on a routine traffic stop. So, I was like. I was just like, Lord, did this woman kill this man? Let me look up the damn story. Okay. So on Tuesday, they released footage of Mindy Cardwell. She is a police officer in Florida. I believe this was in Jacksonville, Florida, who was with another police officer, a male. I don't know what his name is. They were conducting a routine traffic stop. Apparently, a man by the name of Jason Arrington had ran a red light. So they had pulled him over, and I'm assuming there was no problem pulling him over, no chase or nothing like that. They pulled him over, and when they were walking up to the car, he rolled down the window and he let them know that he had a gun on him, on his person. This is the South, y'all. We can carry guns out here. We rootin' tootin', what's the what's the word? Like a fucking cowboy saloon out here, baby. It's the wild, wild west, except it's the South. Okay. So you can carry a gun in Florida just like you can here in Georgia, as long as you can carry a concealed weapon as long as you have a license for it, and you need to declare it when something like this happens. So that's what he did. The police officer, the male police officer, thanked him for that and told him that, you'll have to get out the car in these type of situations. This is just so everybody can stay safe. Okay. And so the guy in the car was like, okay, so far we ain't had no resistance, ain't been no issues or anything. So the gentleman police officer instructed his I was about to say female, y'all was gonna be mad. His woman cop, they had the woman cop to take the gun away from him. So she comes over there, Miss Cardwell, and she's taking the gun out, and it's in a holster. So if you guys know holsters, they got the little snap that goes over the gun and all that. So you got to be trying to arrange and move all of that shit. That's one of the reasons why I be scared to have a fucking holster on, because I'm just like, I just be scared some shit might go left. Anyway, she's taking the gun off, and she's kind of having a time with the holster, and she's looking like she's trying to get her fingers in there or whatever, and she pretty much gets the gun out, but while she's pulling the gun out, she has her finger in there where the trigger would be. So she hits the trigger, and he has one in the chamber, so he ends up getting shot in the leg. So he was like, oh, and they're like, oh my God, everybody's panicking. It's clear that nobody did this on purpose, right? But of course, because we have such little trust in the police forces these days, it still gives you that little bit of something in the back of your mind, like, did that bitch do that on purpose? But really, when I was looking at the video, I was like, it don't look like she did. Okay. It just looks like it was a freak accident. Not necessarily even freak, because you have a gun on your person, and of course, if it's loaded and shit, something like this could happen. But it's just the whole thing was bad. He could have been killed. She could have hit a main vein, some sort of main artery, and he could have bled out. It could have been really, really bad. So, they did pull him over take him over to the grass, and they tried to administer whatever kind of help they could until the paramedics got there, and then they took him to the hospital, and he was stabilized and everything. But we just got to think about the what ifs. Okay, the what ifs is what the problem is here, because he could have died from that. So you already know. Okay, more money. We fixing to get paid. That's right. I don't know what Mr. Arrington was thinking about earlier that day, but I know what he was thinking about at the end of the day, that he was about to sue these people and he was going to get paid. It's unfortunate, though, that Miss Cardwell is going to lose her job because of incompetence. They said that there was an investigation that was done with Internal Affairs. This happened back in December, so we're just finding out about it now. But there was a Internal Affairs investigation that went on, and they ended up letting her go, which we knew it was going to be. I don't know if there's going to be anything further. The guy that was shot, Mr. Arrington, is saying that he will be suing, okay, because he can't do his job any longer. I don't know where he worked, but he said that he works like a forklift and he has to climb on top of things, and there's something about being on top of a train and lifting things. So it looks like he works at some sort of dock or some place where there's trains, and like a warehouse or something like that. So he's physically doing work that he's not going to be able to do because he's been shot in the leg, and he's not going to be able to provide for himself and his family and all that. So yeah, he fixing to get plenty money, okay, and he should. All right, we ain't saying that old girl did it on purpose. I really don't think that she did. The police officer stayed professional in the whole time, but yet and still, we got a man whose leg been shot, can't go to work. The police officer did that. He wasn't doing nothing other than maybe running a red light. And we gonna get the dash cam footage on that too, just to make sure. But I think everything was trying to be above board and everything. It just went left. Happens. Okay. But yeah, y'all gonna need to give Mr. Arrington his money pronto. Jason, I think you can look forward to getting a few coins from Jacksonville police. And Jacksonville, y'all better get y'all money ready. All right. Let's move on to the next story. You guys, these topics are so random. They're just so random. But I was like, I gotta have something, you guys. So the next story is about Yolanda Salazar. And if that name sounds familiar, Yolanda is the woman who was the organizer and the president of the Selena Quintanilla. What was her last name after she got married? Cortez or something? Selena Quintanilla. Y'all know who that is. Okay. Bitty bitty bum bum. Ooh, I feel Puerto Rican. Rican. Bitty bitty bum bum. Anyway, she was the president of the fan club for Selena. This was back before social media, obviously. We didn't have all that going on back then. Back then you had you had fan clubs that pretty much do what these fan pages do now. Anyway, we all saw the movie, so we know what happened. Selena, she was this sweet girl, rising to fame, was about to hit, like everybody was feeling like she was about to be like at that Beyonce status. It was about to take off and blow up for her because she was a huge star in Mexico. And then she ended up singing. Oh shit, this is my job. Hold on one second, y'all. Sorry about that. Y'all, told y'all my supervisor be calling me, and I don't have a problem with it. What you need, boss? As long as I'm at the house. Anyway, what was I saying? We was talking about Selena's, right? So Selena's. We love Selena's. Anything for Selena's. I'm gonna bring out the acting chops on y'all today, but anyway, so she was blowing up. Everybody said she was about to get there because they started to give her American music to sing. Okay, so she went from singing, I can't even think of, the style of that music is right on the tip of my tongue. Right on the tip of my tongue, y'all. Don't get old. But she was coming over to American singing because she was like, and I'm dreaming of you tonight, when tomorrow you'll be right by my side, when I think about the day, something, thinking of you and dreaming of you and me. I don't know if those are the words, y'all. Selena's was right before my, right after. I ain't really fucked with her like that, because she was just about to blow up, and I was like in my 20s, I think, or close to it, and I was just like, yeah, Selena's ain't for me. But I think the millennials really, really know Selena's. So I don't know why I keep wanting to put that S on there because of the damn movie. Anyway, she had this fan club. Yolanda Saldivar was the president. Borderline obsessed with Selena's. Or maybe we'll just go on and say obsessed. Can't get my words together, y'all. We'll just go on and say obsessed. And as she was doing this fan club, there was a lot of money that was happening, that was coming across her hands and all of that. And she was supposed to be helping Selena and helping the family and all of that. The father had hired her to do that. And yet and still, when all that money came, I guess the temptation was too great and she was stealing money. Where the father was like, she's stealing money, and the father fired her. Oh, she was so distressed because now she don't have any contact with Selena anymore. They were like, okay, you doing too much, you gotta go. But Selena loved Yolanda. Okay, so she was trying to, as far as the movie is concerned anyway, she was trying to be like kind of the middle person. Like her father was like, fuck her, bitch been stealing money. The dad didn't want to deal with it. But Selena, she was younger and she had a different relationship with the girl and all that. So she was trying to like talk to her and, like, oh, she do have few little problems and shit, but we can just work through them, And then Yolanda was so just outdone that she had been fired that she wasn't thinking straight, and it was just getting to be a mess. So anyway, Yolanda goes to this hotel, Days Inn Hotel, out there in Texas. What part of Texas was this, you guys? Was this Houston? I don't know what part of Texas it was. But anyway, she goes to this hotel, and Selena's like, I'm just going to come there because the father said she was stealing other shit too. So Selena was like, I'm going to come there and you can give me the stuff, because she was like, I'll give you the stuff back. And so Selena went there, but the lady was obviously kind of out of her mind and fanatical and upset and all this. And I don't know exactly what happened, the exchange between the two of them. But anyway, she ended up shooting and killing Selena. And then back then, I was remember watching it on the news, like it was this whole standoff. The woman went and got in her car and was acting like she was going to kill herself, but it didn't look like she really had any intentions of killing herself. She was in that car for a long time. There was a standoff. The police was out there. Everybody was waiting to see if she was going to shoot herself. They was going to have to blast her out the car or what. And then finally she got out and they got her out and all that. And she ended up going to jail. She was given life in jail with a chance of parole in 30 years. Well, I guess I don't have to tell you that that was back in 1995. So we up on that 30 years, you guys. And she's about to go before the Gatesville Parole Board, okay, in Patrick L. O'Daniel Unit. That's where she is currently. It's been 30 years, so she's 64 years old now. And she's going to be going up for parole. We're going to see if they actually let her out. She'll be going in March 30th, 2025. That is the date that the parole board will be making the decision, and we will see. I think I remember seeing a couple of weeks ago that she was saying that she felt like her life was in danger. I'm not sure if that was because of where she is in jail now or if she did get out of jail. Selena still has huge fan base. Still has a huge fan base even 30 years later. There are still a lot of people who are upset with Yolanda Saldivar. So I would be a little nervous if I was her too. Matter of fact, I don't think I would have even wanted this parole date put out there. I wouldn't have even wanted people to know that, we were coming up on that time because people were texting and calling and everything. I wouldn't want her to know, nobody to know that because, you might have all these people, coming after her. So, but that's what it is. So we'll see. It's been 30 years. If I was Selena's family, I would not want her to ever get out of jail. Okay. But 30 years, depending on what her behavior has been while she's been in jail all this time, that'll probably make the decision. But to me, 30 years, they're probably going to end up giving her parole. But we'll see. It's the same with the Menendez brothers. The Menendez brothers is about to be, they're trying to see if they can get them out as well. It's different with the Menendez brothers, though, because the Menendez brothers family, like the brothers and the sisters, the brothers and sisters and shit of Kitty and oh boy, the mama and the daddy that actually got killed, they the ones that want them boys out of jail. So I'm just like, fuck it. If the family don't give a damn, then what I'm worried about it for? Them boys been in jail almost 30 years they self. Or maybe it has been 30 years. So it's like, to me, you paid your debt to society. If the people that really mattered in this case don't mind you getting out of jail, then, that's fine. But it's different for Yolanda because I have a feeling that Selena's family do not want that lady out. So if they don't want the lady out, then I feel like that lady needs to stay her ass up in jail. Okay. But we'll see. So I'm sure we'll be talking about this again in March 30th. And when we find out what happened, I'll let y'all know. All right, next story. All right, you guys. So politics. We not talking about it today much, other than somebody asked me about DEI and asked me if it was the same as affirmative action. And I was like, I don't really know. When I hear DEI, I automatically think affirmative action, but I think that there are some distinct differences in the two. So I was like, let me try to look it up and see if I can understand it and explain it to you guys like in layman. So from what I was able to gather, if this is not correct, then somebody please who is able to explain it better, just put it in the comments. But what I was able to read is saying that DEI programs, because I typed that up. Okay, DEI programs, from what I understand, do not include the talents of an individual going up for a job first. Okay, it has more to do with like a quota. So for instance, if there was a particular job and we had a woman, let's say a Muslim woman that speaks Spanish as a second language, who was going for a job up against a WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, male man. Okay. And in DEI, this woman may not have had all of the qualifications or talents that the WASP man would have had. Yet and still, she could do the job, maybe with some training and all. But we also have this quota. We ain't got no Muslim women around here that can speak Spanish as a second language. Okay? So the white WASP man will probably not get that job because there's a quota that this company has to fill, making sure that they have positions for everybody and not necessarily just white men that have the talent. Okay. So the DEI program would be the reason why a company would hire that Muslim woman. All right. Affirmative action to me means that you cannot refuse to hire somebody who might have all of the qualifications and talents needed for a position, and the only reason why you've decided not to hire these people is because they are not a white, or like a WASP, a white person. Okay. So that's what the distinct difference is. It's not that DEI hires people that might not even really get the job had they been going up against a person that was like, if they were white and they were going up against another white person, then they would not have gotten that job. Affirmative action, though, says that you can't look at a person and just automatically say, I'm not going to hire them. So I think that's what the differences are. But you guys can, if you got a better, clearer understanding of it, then maybe you can put your, what you have to say about that below. What I will also add in this is all these executive orders. I'm sure you guys know that YSAP has ordered. That does not necessarily mean that these executive orders happen. They still have to go through the process, right? So I did see a post today. Somebody was talking about it and saying that a lot of the times they do these executive orders to kind of like intimidate people and to get people into this frightened, scared state. You can say you about to do all kind of shit in this executive order, but that it don't just happen automatically. There's still all these things that has to go through. Like you guys have seen, they had YSAP had put in that he wanted to end the birthright, and now there's been like 13 or 14 states that put in lawsuits to stop that. Okay, so now it has to go through the court system, and I believe there will be more added to that eventually. So there's that. So but other than that, you guys, I guess that's it for politics. Yeah, that DEI and affirmative action, it still confuses me, but I really do think that is basically what it is. But yeah, y'all feel free to add more to that, and we gonna move on to the next story. I guess this is lastly in quickies, child. I ain't got much to talk about today. Sad news, you guys. They say that Coy Leray and her baby daddy to be, Trippie Redd, have broken up. And we're just assuming that because Coy posted that being cheated on has got to be the worst pain ever. It's sad, y'all. It is sad. Okay, this girl just announced that she was having a baby. We found out about her having a baby same time that we found out about Dream Doll. Dream Doll didn't say who the baby daddy was. Coy did tell us that it was Trippie Redd. And maybe she probably shouldn't have said that either, child. Because now everybody in y'all business. I guess she was thinking that, they were both in a happy place and all that. But yeah, no, it looks like she's still pregnant. However, they are no longer together. Drat the luck. These kids will probably be back together eventually, child. We got a whole bunch of people that done had babies and broke up. With Poe Cash Doll and her man broke up right after she had her daughter. What about why can't I think of it? Who is that one that just had the damn? Oh, I already told you, Dream Doll didn't say who she was. The dark skinned rapper girl that they was giving all the blues to, that then had the baby. No, I think her and the guy are still together. We know Halle, is that her name? Halle Bailey. We know that she and her man then broke up after they had the baby. It's like, oh, the tennis player and Corday, they done broke up after they had the baby and all that, child. Y'all seem to be thinking that keep having babies keep you together, but that is so not true. Okay. So yeah, that's too bad. But the baby gonna be fine, y'all. And they young. They might end up back together. Lastly, y'all, British Williams. I guess she was also up for parole. No. She wasn't up for parole. She had put in an appeal. She was trying to get up out of jail. And, in the meantime, she was up in the jail with all her pretty girls. I was like, look at all the pretty girls up in jail. They was like, baby, don't let these iron bars fool you. Honey, we fine up in this jail, too. We put our makeup on and our cute little outfits and take pictures and shit. I was just like, where they got cameras in the jail? Charlie, they let these people take these pictures and everything. They was posted on Instagram and all the cute girls, they cute little outfits and nice tennis shoes and shit. I was like, boy, look at that. Okay, yeah, don't let the iron bars fool you. But you know who wasn't fooled? Yeah, that appeals board. It was just like, yeah, girl, you can be cute all you want up there in that jail. You gonna just sit it out. Just ride it out, girl. Y'all continue to thrive up in there. Make the best out of the situation you got. Okay, lemons to lemonade. That's what they doing. All right. But no, the appeal, that did not happen. So she will not be getting out of jail. So far, she going to be working this entire, she going to serve out them entire however long they gave her. All right. Hold your head up, though, British. Look like you're doing okay. All right, you guys, that is it. I'm going to get on up off of here. I'm about to go get I just ain't been feeling like myself, you guys. Like, I'm going to go get my nails and my feet done. And, no, I don't know if I'm going to get my nails done. I know y'all be seeing my ashy hands and shit. I'm trying. I've been trying to, I had stopped getting my nails and then my nail girl quit. So you know how it is when your nail girl quit. I haven't had nails in like maybe about a year almost. And then the nail girl quit during that time. And it's just like, who am I going to go to? Because I don't just go to anybody. You ain't about to be fucking up my hands and burning my cuticles and shit up and all that. No, so we might just get the feet done. If y'all saw these feet, y'all would be so embarrassed. If I was in a car accident, I'd be like, hey, gang, leave my shoes and socks on. I ain't had my feet done since before Thanksgiving. I know, you guys. And my feet are the kind of feet that need to be done every 3-4 weeks. You ought to see them. I've been trying to keep them together. They crunchy and dry as shit. I know, y'all. It's terrible. But I'm going to get them together. We about to get them together. Okay? Let me get on off of here because I told my boss that I was going to go do some shit right now. So that's what I'm about to do. All right. In the meantime, we do this every single week. So make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you come back. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.